Howdy everyone, this is Nutz, and you're watching episode 11 on Kleines Land. Hopefully you'll stick around to see what happens. Howdy, how are you guys doing right now? Today, are you loving it? I'm loving it. I tell you what, I finally figured it out. I have to have the front bucket off on that guy. I just have to. It's kind of unfortunate, but I think we may end up having to look at replacing that guy. Maybe use this tractor as our third field, or a third tractor for doing contracts. So, if you guys remember, right at the end of the last episode, we had some crops that needed to be sold. I believe, if I remember correctly, it was soybeans. It should be soybeans at least. Well, right after we got done with that episode, I was getting some stuff ready. I took a look, and the price had finally topped out. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to go ahead and sell those soybeans. So let's get back over here. We'll line this puppy up, and we will take a look at the price right before we go ahead and sell this. So that's all hooked up. It is soybeans. I just caught a glimpse of that. And it has topped out at $2,621. Hot dog. I gotta love it. And we have 10,500 liters. Come on, baby. We can do it. Oh, yeah. I like watching that money just climb up. So, I think some of the things we are going to want to look at doing, obviously, if you guys seen in the little beginning portion, $27,000. Hot dog. Ooh, that's a nice haul. That's the type of haul we've been waiting for here for quite some time. So that's pretty darn cool, if I would say so myself. Oh, yeah. Helper D has completed their task. Well, I'll be the judge of that. We'll go take a peek and see how he actually did after we had to go ahead and help him out. Now, like I was saying, I don't want to get rid of the Massey. I believe it was the last episode, maybe even the episode before, we were kind of talking about getting a third tractor anyways. One mainly for doing long runs or things like that. I think I want to keep this guy kind of close by or doing bits and pieces. But the seeder that we have is kind of heavy for this tractor right here, but it works. It works. So I'm thinking that's what we'll end up doing. This guy will end up being the guy that we send out on those longer journeys because, you know, it still is a relatively strong tractor. So we got that going for us. And if I send him out doing something else, like contract-wise, or even just going ahead and driving from one end of the map to the other to go ahead and make a sell or a sale, I'd be okay with that. I'd be okay with it. It's a good tractor for that. It's got power to be able to haul larger capacities. So I would feel more than comfortable in having that happen. For the time being, this is what we got. I think we got other purchases we're probably going to end up making prior. I got a couple ideas. We'll see what ends up happening here. But yeah, I think we're doing pretty good here. I definitely wanted to go ahead and get all that taken care of prior to doing anything else. Oh yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at this right here. Turn that off for a second. We'll fold that while we're waiting. Turn time back up to 5. And let's see here. So this is where corn is at right now. That's we just went and planted all of. These prices are still going up, so we'll probably end up selling these probably here at the Angry LB place. We'll probably end up selling it there. We'll wait for that to top out before we do anything. But first, let's take a look at our... Oh, yeah. We'll do this where was it? Field 4. Yeah, we'll do Field 4. That's no big deal. That's a decent price for Field 4. Field 9. I don't know where Field 9 is. We'll take it. Oh, I know where Field 9 is. Field 9 is over there by the barn. I don't want to drive our harvester over there. Field 8. Ooh, geez, I'm not sure where Field 8 is. Oh, 7 and 8 are the two larger fields. I remember. Okay. I remember that now. Okay, perfect. So that's good. So this is what we're looking at right here. I started clearing some of this stuff out, starting to make room, cutting down some trees, just so that we can go ahead and see more or less what's going on. Now, when we originally were looking at this, I had laid out the bunker silo coming this way. But the more I think about that, I'm not thinking I might like that because we don't have a milling machine to get stuff out. So the only way we're going to be able to actually get stuff out of our bunker is if we drive through. Now, with that being said, this direction right here might be a better option for us. So that's why I kind of started cutting these trees down, clearing things out so that we could make room for what's going on here. I did run into a couple little issues when trying to cut. It was really, really weird. Oh, let's see if I can get over here. Maybe I'll be able to see it over on this side. Now, you can probably see that right there moving. The way that this was modded, if I am guessing correctly, this tree, along with some of the other trees, were modded where the base of the tree was actually way underground. So now there's a chunk of tree underground that the wind is still blowing. Kind of weird. Kind of weird if you ask me, but I don't know. I'm not a modder. I don't know these things. Oh man. So what I think I'm going to do here is I think I'm going to keep rocking and rolling on that. Oh, that's right. Let's get this guy over here set up, ready to go to do the plowing, and we'll kind of figure things out from there. Gosh, I think what I'll do here is I think I'm going to put the front on, or I should say the front, not the bucket, but this whole assembly. And maybe we'll go ahead and drop the bucket off. That might help counter some of the weight. So we'll just have the front loader on. I mean, right now like this tractor drives really, really well. But it tends to have issues thinking they're objects which are really not there. And we don't want that. Yeah. So that really is where we're sitting right now. Let's get this guy set up, and you know what? I'll get him set up, guys, and I'll have him take care of this contract, and I'll probably end up bringing you guys back in just a little bit. Good morning, and how are you guys doing? It is the next day. I know, I thought I was going to bring you guys in a little bit earlier, but oh man, I couldn't face the music. It was bad. There is some serious struggling happening over here. But you know what? We finally got this taken care of. I'm not going to lie, guys. I got to a point where I took the big bag lifter and physically just carried trees out of here. This area is really, really odd. There are trees that are actually underground that I kind of was talking about a little bit earlier. Some of the branches that I cut off would fall under the ground. It just made a huge, huge mess. Oh my goodness. And as you can see, if by looking up in the right hand corner there, we have rain coming in the future. But on a good note, we do have some good things that have happened here. We did end up selling our oats. Now our oats, the price that it topped out at was $1,550. So we ended up getting a total of $7,885 for the oats we had. And we had a little over 5,000 liters. So that's pretty darn good. Let's come over here and take a look at the chickens really quick. See what we got for eggs. That's not showing me. There we go. That one's showing me. Okay, so this guy here is the full one. We'll pick this one up, put it on our little egg pile. I don't believe egg prices are all that great right now, But today is a new day, so it means we got to check our totals. Let's see what's going on here. All right. So we had 46,000 in our harvest. We had 17, almost 18,000 in our contracts. We take those two numbers, add them together, we get $64,254, which is a new high for us for total income for a day. That is super, super cool. We add that to our old total that we had of almost 210,000, and we are now sitting at over $250,000 with 2,000, or sorry, not 2,000, $274,015. Booyah! That is amazing. I am stoked. I am feeling good. Money wise, we are rocking and rolling. We are making our way towards $1 million. That's for darn sure. But that's only part of the problem, or part of the challenge, I should say. We need to start looking at some animals. That's something we have to do. In order to go ahead and do different types of animals, we are going to need a bunker silo right over in here. And we're going to need an area to mow some grass. So here's what we're going to go ahead and do. I am going to go ahead and we're going to buy a bunker silo. Let's go ahead and take a look at this really quick. I did download some mods just a little while ago. I like this set. This set looks really, really neat when you actually physically get it out there on the field. The only problem is this one right here actually would take up that whole space, and we are not going to need to take up that much space. That's way more than we need. The small one, there we are. The small bunker silo of that set, it's a horseshoe style, and as we discussed before, we're going to need to be able to drive in with our tractor to pick up all of our silage that we have, so that's not something we're going to want to do either. I ended up downloading this set. This is a lizard set that we got right here. Now the difference between, they have several small bunkers. That's just actually a small bunker silo set. Yeah, that's what it's called, small bunker silo set. So it's got all different types of small bunker silos for us. You got different ones where you have like the long end, or they're long with the end on it. Kind of like this. You got dirt down there, concrete. I think because of all the problems that we've had over here, I am just going to do the concrete one. That way, you know, if there is any issue or whatnot, hopefully the concrete will block anything from underground. I know that's probably me just wishful thinking, but it's what I got. That's all I got, man. Oh, man. So I was thinking about, where do I want this to go? I think I'm going to keep it a little bit closer to the wood pile right here. The reason for that is I think what I'm going to end up doing is we're going to go ahead up doing some landscaping. Not necessarily landscaping, but painting on gravel and whatnot. I want to be able to leave this area over here kind of open for doing various things. So we'll go ahead and take a look at that here in just 1 second. Let's see, let's go right there. Perfect. That looks good right there. I like it. Oh my goodness. Sorry, guys. Sorry. It's back out of there. That's what I'm looking for. That's exactly what I'm looking for. I like that. I absolutely like that. Perfect. And it did only cost us $15,000, so that's cool. So let's come back in here like this. Let's start this. Oh my goodness. Now, before you guys say anything, I am not good at this at all. Okay, so let's see here. What do I got to do to change this? Oh, good Lord. I am not good at this. I don't do much of this. There we go. X. Paint. Let's see. Yeah. That's not bad. We'll go ahead and throw that in right there. Let's rotate the camera. Perfect. We'll get it kind of up over here like this. And what I'm going to do here after I get this in is we're going to do a little bit of add some different colors in there. Let's take a look at where is it? Tab, ground type. We actually want to change the radius. I want to make that really, really small really quick here. No, that's not what I want. Yeah. Yeah, we'll add just a little bit of this in here, kind of like the, you know, it is that dirt, but it's kind of gotten a little muddy. You know, it ain't bad. I don't know. I kind of like that. It's not perfect, but you know what, guys? I'm not perfect. I'm not very good at this, and it kind of matches what was going on over here too, where you have the dirt, but you know what? It gets wet, it gets muddy, it gets nasty. So that looks pretty darn good right there. At a later point, we'll probably go ahead and add something along over here, but for the time being, I don't want to spend too much money. That part doesn't really bother me too much, but I don't want to go ahead and put a bunch of stuff in here and then, all right, now we got to change it because that's not how we actually really wanted it. So there we go. That's taken care of. I don't know. That's pretty good. I'm no good. I'm sorry. I'm not very good at this by any means. Hopefully that's believable. Oh, goodness. So now we have a place right here to put our grass. Now what? I think we're going to buy this field. I think we're going to get this field right here. It says it needs plowing. When it comes to grass fields, though, you don't need to plow them. Even if it does say you need to plow it, you really don't need to plow it. It does not affect the yield one bit. So I think I'm going to go with this field right here. So we have 29,000 right now. Let's take a look at this field. This field is 61,000. So I think I'm going to take out, let's go 45,000 just so I have a couple extra bucks. Yeah, a couple extra bucks in my hand here. Nope, that's not it. Well, since we're right here, we might as well take that one. We will take that one. Let's see, what do we got for harvesting? Let's sow the potato, and then the other one on field 8. We don't want to do those ones. Let's go ahead and borrow $45,000. Booyah. Oh, nope, shoot. And now we are going to purchase our first grass field. Ha-cha-cha-cha. Sweet. All right, so that means we have $13,000 in our hand. And that means it's time to start mowing some grass. Yeah, we'll use this guy. We'll use this guy. We did end up having to weed field 2 in the middle of the night. I knew they were going to end up popping up. Shortly after we had parted ways before, I ended up actually having to weed field 5 as well. So both those fields were weeded. Got that taken care of, so that's definitely going to help our yield going forward. Oh, good Lord. Oh, that's right. I forgot. I wanted to tell you this. Like I was saying before, when I was removing the trees, it was not pretty. I'm not going to lie. I'm no good at that whatsoever. And just as an FYI for you guys, if you ever decide to go ahead and sell an entire tree, you do not get a very good price for it at all. I did 2 loads where I actually cut wood up, and like 4 or 5 loads where I just took the trees over there, and it was just absolutely ridiculous. I think altogether I got $4,000, $5,000 just on the 2 loads of stuff that I cut up myself. I ended up getting $3,000, I want to say it was. Yeah, I want to say it was about $3,000. So, yeah, wasn't very good. Wasn't very good at all. But let's get this thing up. Let's get this thing rolling. Oh, yeah. I love it, guys. I absolutely love it. Shoot. We will... Yeah, we'll go around the edge here like this. Now, like I was telling you guys before when we first bought this, this is been modded out by Polycount, and it is a darn good piece of machinery right here. I think one thing, even though it... oh, shoot. Bumping in the wall. Even though it's small, it has a small working width, we still are able to go 12 miles an hour, 13 miles an hour, so that's pretty darn good for a mower. So oh my goodness, oh geez, now I'm getting all squirrely. Oh boy. Oh, yeah, so even though it does not have a wide working width, you do have the capability of going a little bit wider, or I should say a little bit faster, so that kind of makes up for it. I think what I'm going to go ahead and do, guys, I am going to mow this. I am going to pick it all up, put it in the bunker silo, and get the sucker fermenting. Until we meet again, I'll be seeing you. Welcome back, everyone. Well, we have just finished up on this field. We have cut the grass. We have windrowed the grass, which I actually had to go out and buy a windrower. I'll show you that in just a second here. And now we have collected the grass. So what I ended up doing is I had 3 full loads of grass. I took 1 load of grass and I put it over into our silo for silage. That silo over by where the cows are going to end up going. And then the rest of it I took and I put in here. Now the reason why I decided to go ahead and do that, okay, so it's going to show there's some grass in there, even though there really isn't. The reason why I decided to go ahead and do that, because as of this moment, I'm not quite sure what I want to do first, if I want to do cows or if I want to do sheep. So by at least giving us or ourselves the grass, it gives us that opportunity to do sheep if we want to do them first. That's pretty much the reason for it. While I'm going ahead and smashing this stuff down here, I want to give a couple of hoo-has and yada boys for some people. You know, we've had Taz out here. He's been helping us. I've been giving him some praise here on and off. He actually updated that weight that we got. We'll go take a look at that in just a little bit. But essentially what has happened, now he's probably going to correct me on this a little bit later on, but essentially what has happened is he's changed kind of the way the weight looks a little bit. As for the I-beams, the amount of I-beams that are actually in there that make up the weights, that's a little bit different. There are not as many weight options now, but the thing does end up going to a much higher weight. I think before it maxed out at 1,600 pounds or 1,600 kilograms. I could be wrong. I don't remember off the top of my head. And now it gets up to 20, 22, 21. We'll go ahead and hook up to it just to check. So it's a little bit heavier, more versatile for obviously larger tractors. So we do have that as an option. The other person I want to go ahead and give a shout out to, it would be Rusty Money Gaming for giving me a couple of different things. One of the things he did say is he said, thanks, you know, hey, you're doing a good job. He likes what I see, and I appreciate that. I like getting compliments from fellow YouTubers. It's pretty darn cool. The other thing is he did suggest to us a Strumpney S 350 liter spreader. I butchered the name. I apologize. I did take a peek at that. It is only 350 liters for spreading lime and fertilizer. That is it's actually kind of neat looking. I think because, oh shoot, I just ran over at a hand cart. I think because where we're at on this particular gameplay, I think that would actually be really jacking us down pretty small. I think what we got going on right now is I think it's 1,200 liters that our current spreader can do, so that's probably not going to be the direction we go right at this moment, but I am definitely going to keep that in the back of my mind if we go ahead and do something else where we got to start out with some smaller equipment or whatnot. I do want to say thank you. There have been a handful of people that have been constantly coming on, watching, liking what I got. I do appreciate it. There is a Skylar in there, and there is a Courtney in there. There is Medi has been coming on, giving me a hey, that a boy. That's all that I can remember off the top of my head. I kind of jumbled up my notes in here, so if I missed anybody, I do apologize. But anybody that's out there that's going ahead and leaving comments, sharing with their friends, subscribing, I do appreciate it. It does mean a lot, and it is awfully, awfully cool of you guys for helping out and sitting down and watching the stuff. It does mean a lot to me. It is pretty darn cool to have you guys come out there and watch what I do. Oh man, so we almost got this thing up to date. If you do notice, I do have this over here. This is called the Bunker Silo HUD, or HUD, Heads Up Display mod. So you can go ahead and get that thing. That is one that I have got. I found it once. I'm like, let's give it a shot. And I tell you what, I really like it. Every once in a while, depending on which map you're on, it doesn't work 100%. What I mean is, after we go ahead and cover this, it doesn't always go up slowly for percentages for fertilization. It just shows 1 until it's 100%, and then it shows it's 100%. But it always is accurate with the amount of liters in there, so it's a pretty neat little mod that I found. Alright, we're going to stop right here, hop on out, and we are going to, I don't remember which button it is. Okay, it's R. Perfect. Cover that thing up. There we go. I figure worst case scenario, what we'll end up doing is after the silage is done, it's made into silage. We will be able to go ahead and put it into, oh geez, and here comes the rain. Shoot. Well, there goes that. Oh man, what I was going to say is that we'll go ahead and take and empty everything out into this silo. It does have quite the capacity, if I remember off the top of my head, so we can fill it up pretty good and then just constantly keep making silage. I don't think the next time I do this field, though, we are... Let's see, is it going to get rid of the rest of that for me? No, it's not going to. I figured I'd give it a shot. I'm pretty darn sure the next time we go ahead and we do that field, what we're going to end up doing is we are going to make hay out of it. Maybe we'll kind of do the same thing as before. Maybe take one load, make it into grass, and then ted the rest. Or maybe we'll just ted the whole thing. I'm not entirely sure. Maybe half ted, half silage. I'm not sure. But one thing I do know for sure is that we will be going ahead and making hay out of that. Now, one thing I just want to point out. You see this guy sideways. I figured out what's going on. We had this problem one other time. If I detach the trailer, when the trailer hitch part, where the little weight, this little part here, let's go take a look at this, where this little part right here, the stand, is anywhere on here, it does not like that. It freaks out, it geeks out, and it just shoots itself over there. So I figured that out. I have yet to fix that. But one thing I did forget to do is we bought a new field. So you know what that means. We have to go ahead and figure out what we need to do to make this field absolutely amazing. Now, I do have a question for you guys, and if you guys know the answer, leave the oh shoot. If you could leave the answer in the comments below or connect to me on Discord, it does not matter to me. So, as we know, when it comes to grass fields, liming them does nothing for overall yield. Plowing them does nothing for overall yield. My question is, now that I have precision on, does it matter? Or is it still the same? I think it's probably the same, where all of this just does not matter. But honestly, guys, I have no clue. I have no clue. Does it matter? Do we have to plow? Do we have to lime? At this point, because the field is already grass, I would rather not go ahead and lime it. But if I have to, I will lime it. If I have to plow it, I will plow it. But like I said, I have no clue whatsoever if that's the case or not. So if you guys could go ahead, shoot me I don't know, comment. I was going to say shoot me a text, but that's silly. Go ahead, leave a comment down there. Let me know what's going on. If you know the answer to that, I would greatly, greatly appreciate that. Let's get this last one right here. And okay, so we have all the samples we need. It's just a reminder. On your menu here, it'll go ahead and tell you what you got to do. You can send samples off for analysis. I'm going to go ahead and click on that. Okay, but I also want to show you another way that you can go ahead and do that using precision farming. You can go ahead, click on the field, and oh shoot, where is it? Oh, come on. Let's see here. Maybe it's not in that. Maybe it's oh shoot, I could have swore there was a way that you could click on the actual field. Huh. Well, maybe I'm losing my mind. That's always a good possibility too. Show total values, show total values. No, that's not going to show it. You know what? Like I said, I could have swore that was something that you could do. But I don't know. There's one last thing we can check. No, it's not that. Guys, I don't know. I don't know. I could have swore that was something that you could do, but it looks like I was wrong yet again. Oh man. So actually, you know what? I think we already got our results. I think it popped up when we weren't here. Let's take a look at this really super quick and see what we got to do. We actually had a fairly decent yield on this field, so that's pretty cool. Now, the pH level isn't terrible. We'll go back out and actually look at the field. And nitrogen level is absolutely horrible. So one thing we will end up doing for sure is we will end up going ahead and fertilizing this. pH level is okay, but nitrogen level is absolutely horrible. So we're going to go out here, we're going to fertilize this. One thing I actually might do to get a really good yield out of this field is we may actually end up plowing it under. By plowing it under, you're actually going ahead and fertilizing it because it's a crop at that point. So if we plow it under, replant grass, and then at that point fertilize it. Well, we plow it under and replant grass every time we go ahead and we're going to leave this guy right here. Every time we go out here to do anything, there is already going to be one state of fertilizer on there all the time. So what I'm going to do is we actually had our other tractor over doing a contract, a fertilizing contract. I'm going to go jump in that thing. I'm going to fertilize this field. And I'm not sure when I'm going to catch back up to you. I'm going to go over and take care of the greenhouses, stuff like that. But like I said, I'm not sure when I'll catch up with you. Maybe it'll be after the rain. Maybe it'll be harvest time. I'm not sure. Here's a salute to you. We'll catch you later. Welcome back, everyone. It is now almost midnight. We still have a little bit of time left before it's midnight, about 3 hours. The rain is finally stopping. Terrible. Terrible. So, throughout the course of the day, when it's been raining, we took care of. There's only 3 contracts that popped up that were not harvesting contracts. I guess there was a 4th one that was sowing, but it was for potatoes, and that's something we couldn't do. It was 2 fertilizing contracts and 1 plowing contract, so we ended up getting $5,756 for all of that, which wish would have been able to do more throughout the day, but we were unable to. We have had our harvester sitting out here ready to harvest this corn. I think it was around noon is when this became available to harvest. So what we're going to do is we're going to hop in here really quick. We're going to hire... Right, turn this on first. And then we're... You did not finish your task. You didn't even start. Come on, you can do it. You're fine. It's not really raining. Alright, fine. 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 We'll go ahead a little bit here. Skipping through time. There we go. That should be good enough. There we go. Now it's fine. Get in there. Start harvesting. We don't want withered crops. Yikes. Oh, what a mess. What a mess. So, you know what, guys? I did a couple things. I should say I did not do a couple things. I was going to go ahead and show you the Windrower that we ended up getting here. Now, this is another... There it is. This is another Windrower. I believe... I don't remember if Taz brought this up to me or this is a polycount one. I do not remember off the top of my head. It's pretty slick, though. I was actually very surprised on how well this thing worked. The animation is pretty darn good. It's not like this spinner here is moving so fast that you feel like the back end's going to take off, and it's not fixed in place either. So it does a really, really good job at windrowing everything. Let's jump in here really quick, and I will show you where that is. Windrower. So this is the one where I was telling you where you actually have to buy this little attachment here, and you attach it to whichever side that you want the windrowing to happen on. Okay, so that's what you do. It just attaches either right here or right here, and there you go. As you can see, 30 horsepower, 3 meters, 7 miles an hour. Not a ton of choices for color, but what do you really need? I actually did go like this. And I thought to myself, good Lord, that's too much like a John Deere one. Not that I'm against John Deere or anything like that, but it's not a John Deere. It's a Lizard brand, so I didn't want to make it look the same. So that was that guy right there. We also had something else here. What? I'm trying to read my writing. Oh, yeah, that's right. I remember. Taz also had brought this up to me as well. He knew that we would like to do potatoes, and we would like to harvest, or I should not say potatoes, potatoes and potentially even sugar beets. Taz found us some modded stuff that allows us to go ahead and collect the sugar beets, harvest the sugar beets off the ground. Oh, this one's off the ground. This one does the harvesting, or vice versa. But the 81 horsepower, 81 horsepower, 81 horsepower, 81 horsepower. We can do cotton now. This fits underneath there. I think this attaches to this guy, if I remember correctly. So you got 81 horsepower, runs off that. I mean, holy cats, guys. This is awesome. Absolutely awesome. And a whole slew of tractors that we could go ahead and use, all with a horsepower of 80 or 81. Oh, my goodness. Taz, you've done it again. Super, super cool. Wanted to point that out. We're going to end up taking a look at that again because, let's get back over here. I mean, as you can see, the tractors, they're not super expensive by any means. And then even coming over here and looking at the harvesting stuff, this still is not very expensive at all. in retrospect, if you take a look at what you can actually get in game for harvesting. So this is actually pretty darn cool. There was one last thing I wanted to show you. Now, I don't know if you're going to be able to really tell. Like I was telling you before, this is the upgraded weight. I actually had to go back in and repaint it to get back to this color scheme. It's had some minor changes. The biggest change is the weight. Right now I have the sucker maxed out at the top weight. I'll show you that really quick here before we jump out there, because I'm pretty sure we're going to end up getting full. Or I should say our harvester's going to be full pretty quick here. So if you remember before, it pretty much just went up by 100 pounds or 1,000 kilograms or whatever it was. It wasn't much at a time. So he changed it so it's more, you know, user-friendly, so you don't have to just smash the buttons to get through to where you want. And he kind of changed the design a little bit. It's not much of a design change, but still, that's what we got going on right now. Still, fabulous weight. I think it's even better now because now it's more versatile, whether you need an incredibly big tractor or a small tractor. It works either way. Now, I need to get my... Oh, shoot, I lost it. I lost a tractor, guys. Oh, lordy be. Oh, that's right. That's right. I was having this guy come down over here. Yeah, we'll fill this up with water really quick, and then we will send him back to the greenhouse. Forgot I was working on that, to be honest with you. We'll get that filled up. We'll send him back to the greenhouse, and then we will go ahead and hop back on. Now, one thing I wanted to show you guys, I don't do a lot of stuff at night, but I wanted to show you this. See these lights on here? This is actually really, really cool. This is the best lighting I have ever seen on a tractor, I should say. This is the best lighting. It does great shadowing. First time I seen this, I wasn't sure what I was looking at, to be 100% honest with you guys. Come on, you can do it. But the shadowing's absolutely phenomenal. It goes ahead and it hits all the different things, all of this equipment here, or I should say all the grass gives its own shadowing. If you take a look at any of the other things, like look at this truck. Look at this truck coming along. See how this light's creating a post shadow? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. The lighting on this is absolutely phenomenal. It's the closest to real that I have seen on any tractors in game. Super, super cool. I keep forgetting because we don't really do too much at night. So I'm going to tab over really quick here because this guy, I'm going to cancel that. Try and back up without destroying any crops, but it looks like I did, of course. So we'll set that guy right there. We got to get this guy out and about and have him rocking and rolling. Oh man, this is kind of unfortunate, guys. Kind of unfortunate. It does look like our other field. You can kind of see it. It's pretty dark right now. Ah, jeez. I wish it wasn't like this. Oh, that's right. Earlier I took this trailer that was over here and I fixed it. Because if you guys remember, it was all cockeyed and whatnot. But we got her under control. Oh, man. Well, I tell you what I am going to do, guys. Yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead. You know what, guys? We'll hop over here. We'll get this. But, you know, it's nighttime. I'm going to finish this up. But this is about the time where we're going to wrap it up. Oh, shoot. That's right. I forgot. We took and we bought this tool trolley right here for $285. What's really, really cool, I ended up putting it right here. This is a great location. You can take your tractor, park it right here. It is close enough to hit the refueling, so you can refuel it. You can go ahead and fix it, and you can wash it all at the same time. Guys, this is a great, great spot. I absolutely love it already. It was a very good call. But right now, I'm going to ask you guys, if you like this, hey, go ahead, hit that subscription button, hit the like, share this with whoever you want, comment down below, let me know what you think about it. Tell your friends. Tell everybody. Do whatever it has to take. Oh, man, guys. I tell you what. I'm going to get wet out here. But you know what? Thanks for stopping by.